welcome back, CEO and co-founder of HiddenLayer, Tito.
Thanks,
How's things?
Things are great. Yeah, we're still growing. We're moving on to the next step. The world is certainly embracing artificial intelligence at an incredible rate, and that's it's exciting, and it also brings a lot of relevance to securing artificial intelligence, and so things are fantastic.
Awesome. And we sat down in exactly the same seats.
That's right. We were on the opposite side, I think.
Opposite sides, yeah. We swapped the angle. But yeah, this first re-one we've done.
I'm honored.
We wanted to do it just because of all the good stuff you've got to shout about since
fantastic.
Last year's BlackHat. And yeah, just really eager to kind of dive into all of the exciting stuff that you've had happen in the last year, and then what the future holds for you guys. So
sure, yeah.
There's some big highlights, but I'll leave it to you to share the best ones.
Yeah, I think as always, the best part about what we do is our team. I mean, I think that's we were so incredibly privileged to have the team that we have. And so that's we've grown pretty significantly. We're up to 106 employees now. We're certainly on pace with our plan to get to the level that we'd like to be at, and it's still not enough. We have a lot of inbound interest coming in from organizations that have very, very strong plans with their artificial intelligence and their generative AI strategies in terms of how bringing that into their production systems. And so we need to grow at an even bigger rate than we anticipated, and that's exciting. But just number one is always the team. We have such a fantastic group, and just an amazing level of talent in an area where the talent is scarce. I mean, I think there's not that many AI or adversarial AI experts on the planet, especially when you start moving outside of academia. And so we're very lucky to have the team that we have. But we've had some other major accomplishments as well. I think our announcement at Microsoft Build was extremely exciting. Microsoft is now leveraging the HiddenLayer model scanner inside the Microsoft AI catalog. So all of the models that they use internally and in Azure are scanned with our solution set now, which is extremely exciting. That was fun to be part of their keynote speech at Build, and then we've had some incredible growth in the financial sector. We've had growth in insurance and healthcare and cybersecurity. Those models are being attacked pretty frequently as well. So we've just it's been a fantastic year.
Yeah, awesome. And I mean, when we spoke last year, I think you doubled in size and got to just over 50 people.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember us and also my conversation with Ab, your CRO as well. There was always such a big push on the diversity piece from day one.
Yeah.
Have you managed to kind of keep that now that you've got to that three-figure employee count? We have,
and I think that so Ab's our champion there for sure. I usually say she supports women a lot more than I support men, so she wins out on that on that structure. But no, we certainly have. It's an important. I've always found that choosing the best person for the job has created an organically pretty diverse team, and that seems to be holding true as we bring in. But yeah, it's certainly it's an advantage, and so we lean into it. We have an amazing team that is very diverse, and it's something that. Again, it's almost like one of those things that if you're doing it right, you don't even notice it because it's not something that is a requirement in how we hire or anything along those lines. But ensuring that it's never a blocker for anyone in any sort of role is something that it's built an amazing team. And so again, as I was mentioning, as difficult it is to find amazing talent in this space. If you were ever to add some sort of barrier of entry for folks that shouldn't have existed, it would be impossible to build an amazing team. So I think that's we do have a lot of team, a lot of representation really that again just builds for a very effective team, a team that knows how to speak with anyone, a team that knows how to understand problems from every lens. And so it's we're very excited and privileged for that.
Yeah, awesome. And we, again, at BlackHat last year were, 2 months after you guys had won the 2023 RSA Sandbox.
Yeah.
And I guess it was probably so fresh after that there wasn't too much of a kind of telltale of what that actually meant. But now that we're just over a year on from winning that, what has that actually done for you guys, being able to say you won the sandbox?
It's it's still relevant today for sure, and it's exciting. I think that it's it puts us in a category of folks that have been very successful in terms of their exits and their business opportunity. And so I think that's still something that seems very interesting to investors. It's very interesting to customers. It's sort of, especially in a brand new category where there's it's funny to still call it a new category because now we're a couple of years in. But when it comes to securing artificial intelligence, CISOs tend to want to see that buy-in from organizations. Like, for us, that's the sandbox, that's the relationship with Microsoft. It almost sort of awards permission to take it seriously and to understand, look, this is a requirement for my organization. I have to protect AI assets in the same vein that I have to protect any other software assets. And so, it was a really big endorsement from a staple in cybersecurity like RSA. And then, it carries through to other, events like this one, like here at BlackHat, and so it's I think it's been something that just immediately after winning, and then really for the next couple of quarters afterwards, it was sort of a draw for those who wanted to invest in the company, who wanted to back then it was more like design partners who were interested in leveraging the technology. Today it's customers, and so it was very meaningful. It really helped us just call attention to the mission.
And how is the kind of analyst work going at the moment?
Fantastic. I mean, we have a very strong relationship with Gartner, with Forrester. I think that's something that we leaned in really even before we formed the company on those relationships, because I think it's so critical, especially again when we're not even vying for HiddenLayer at first. We're vying for the need for this category, and so so many folks look to them for advice on sort of where to focus their time. I mean, a CISO has a million responsibilities and a million things to worry about, and saying, by the way, this one's probably at the top of your list is something that really is helpful when you have sort of that third party attestation from an organization like that. And so but they've really been leaning in. They have some analysts that are extraordinarily interested in the space. And, even maybe 3 weeks ago, Gartner had announced they believe over 1% of Hugging Face is compromised models. And, that's something that we've been really trying to shout from the rooftops for a long time here, is like, this is a way that threat actors are delivering these payloads. And you need to secure a model like you would secure any other code. And so now even having the analysts be really at the forefront like us, announcing this, that's not typical. A lot of these organizations, typically the analysts get there a little bit later, and just by nature of the way the world, and that's really been awesome to just see such such an investment from them, and such such participation in the discussion for something so new. And so it's just I applaud them for the work that's gone on, and so it's been very very helpful.
Yeah, well, and partly down to how proactive you are from before the get-go.
I hope so. Yeah.
And then you also were named the ML security leader by CB Insights recently as well.
Yeah, that was an awesome one, because they gave a little bit of a quadrant there, and we pride ourselves on execution. We pride ourselves on on enterprise maturity. We need to work with the biggest companies in the world, and they so it's a hard task for my team, because I say look, we're a startup, sure, but we want to bring a brand new technology to those who have the highest list of requirements to do business with them. And so we're trying to win both on time to value and on enterprise maturity, which is typically like a linear spectrum. And so, our team's been really beating those odds and working with those organizations. And so when CB Insights not only calls us out as the leader, but they have us really high up on that execution rating, that was very meaningful for us. And so we're really appreciative, and that starts to lead into other things like, quadrants and waves and those types of things. So we're really excited for the recognition. And, again, it's a great point for customers to look to who are looking to understand, like, hey, I think I need to take this seriously. Who are the people I should be speaking with? And so that's just super helpful. So we're very proud of that one as well.
100%. Well, we've talked about a lot of ups.
Yeah,
and they all the great positive stuff. Guessing it's not all been completely smooth sailing.
Never is, right? Nothing ever is.
Last year, and I guess it was it was an interesting time that we sat down last time because we were kind of in the middle of 2023. The funding, the layoffs, the whole ecosystem was definitely having a big shift. Which we feel we're kind of starting to see the other end of. But what kind of challenges did you face latter end of 2023, and what are you seeing so far this year?
And while we're not immune to macroeconomic conditions, there was certainly a level of insulation for AI companies and for cybersecurity companies in general, but certainly affected by it. I think timing is something that matters, and it's significant for any organization at a young stage. And luckily, we've been able to power through that. And certainly, any of those conditions represent an uphill battle for any organization trying to kind of get in. But the good news for us is that when you talk to CISOs, the top three things that they care about is, how can I protect our AI assets? How can I leverage AI to do my job better? And then how are the adversaries leveraging AI to attack me? And so it's really at the top of their list. If you go to any CISO event, that's what's being discussed right now. And so we were able to elevate this mission and this concern to a level where where it was really, we were still able to not be kind of thrown into the mix of, hey, times are tough. But it matters across the board. I mean, we're still running a business. We're still trying to do everything as prudent and efficiently as possible. And so, if times are better, things go better for everybody, and that certainly makes it easier to do business. But I think we've I don't want to describe it as easy. Nothing's easy to be able to deliver this. It's required a lot of execution. It's required a lot of strong strategy and building a map and following it and being consistent and reliable. And we've come out the other end ahead. But it's I'd love to tell everybody it's an easy thing, but it's not. It's again, trying to win on that time to value and on that enterprise maturity. It requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of embracing the fact that it's going to be a ton of work, and then embracing the mistakes you make and being honest and upfront and correcting them as quick as possible. And we have a very resilient team that is able to take those losses and turn them into, how do we get better? How do we do better next time? And so, we're very lucky for that as well. And as in the position that myself and Jim and Tanner, the other co-founders, are in, when you're talking to, investors, when you're talking to customers at that level, I mean, it's always, it requires some resilience. It requires some grit to get through those. Not everything's always, fair or easy or anything along those lines. You need to always really have some resilience moving through that.
Absolutely. It probably helps that so many of you are ex-Silence, and you've kind of you've been through that all together. You know each other, so you've got the grit to get through it.
We're lucky. About a third of the company still is ex-Silence, and so we've been through it before. We've been through it a few times, and we work with some folks at Agari. We work with some folks at Qualys, and we've been through the grinder together. We've definitely had a lot of big wins together. We've had a lot of hard, challenging things together, but the rest of the company too. I mean, everybody comes from their background of what they've had to overcome, and I think it's nice having such a tight knit core group, but honestly that extends through the entire company, and so. It's always sort of and it comes down to Jim, Tanner, and I are very good friends, and if I always joke and say if we manage to burn HiddenLayer to the ground, we're still going to hang out. So that's really useful as well, and the rest of the company gets to kind of see that, and we care about each other, and that's sort of at the top, and so that's why we're so team focused, and I think that really helps us build a team that's really a strong community.
Yeah, awesome. Well, rather than burning HiddenLayer to the ground, let's just keep growing.
I think that's the right plan. Yeah.
So what should people be excited about for the next 12 months for you guys?
Yeah, I think we have a full platform. We have a scanning solution to secure the AI assets themselves. We have runtime solutions both for generative AI and predictive that we call AI detection and response. So we can handle your traditional machine learning. We can handle any of your needs on the generative AI side. We're moving into the GRC side as well. So we're we have some solutions to prove that you're and take care of your asset management, your security posture management associated with all of that. We're building some auto discovery solutions. I mean, we have a full suite. We can comprehensively handle AI security for our customers. So they're really excited about that, and just continued growth. I mean, we're really We have a very generic solution for a very generic problem. So we're not just targeting financial institutions or heavily regulated industries. This is something that we're really trying to allow our customers to be secure moving forward, because we're going to see some regulatory requirements coming both at the federal level, from the EU, and then as well as industry specific requirements. So our customers, we want to show that they can prove to their customers that they're compliant on day one. And so we're growing in that regard as well. And so just continuing to grow both the breadth and depth of the platform, continuing to be an educator. We want to make sure that everyone's aware of this problem. They're aware of the solutions that are out there. And, again, just we don't have to look too far from traditional cyber to understand, what's coming next, and both in terms of the adversaries as well as on the defensive side. And so, we try and make it as close of analogy as possible to the challenges that these companies have had to face before. So, really excited about continuing to grow that platform and get it in the hands of more of these enterprises.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, which side seat do you want for 2025?
Maybe just the middle. I don't know.
The middle. We'll invite someone else.
We can go 3D. I can be upside down or something.
Well, thanks for coming on again, man.
Thanks, Ollie. Appreciate it.
Good luck for the next year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the BlackHat 2024 edition of CyberBytes, the podcast. If you enjoyed it, then like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. If you're a candidate looking for your next role, or a hiring manager looking for your next technical or go-to-market security hire, then reach out to us directly on info@asperonsearch.com.